Hi, this is Camille. This is my part two of my experience from first meeting my twin flame to union. Um, I had the unusual experience of being the runner and also the chaser. Some advice I can give is stop your mind from why you think your runner has run, because you're probably completely wrong with whatever your theory is. I was so completely wrong. I believed it was because he didn't want his life to change. It was too hard. And I was completely wrong. He was fearful and he was worried about this whole experience. I believe he ran for a few different reasons, but nothing that I knew, nothing that I was guessing could possibly be. So he had a lot of fears as well. I don't know exactly because I didn't go through it, but as he felt his whole life changing, it's so hard. We both felt a fear of being with each other and also being with someone who's seen our whole selves. But the love between twin flames is so strong and so forgiving that it finally took over and took us beyond this stage. So if you're thinking you can hide something from your twin, then you're probably stuck in some stage. You need to be able to disclose everything about yourself. And that's a really major part of the experience that I can give to other people. That's why you're not with your twin, because there's a whole lot of stuff that you need to share with your twin and accept and love about yourself and be completely honest. Yeah. So you might need to do that, really feel it, experience, do a disclosing session with your twin. You can't skip a major part because you think it's hard. You have to go through every stage and not skip ahead. So each part and stage needs to be completed to move forward. And it's a two-way street. Your twin has to go through the stage completely as well, or it might be some delay. What helped me was sending loving thoughts towards my twin. I did this every day. I prayed. There's some lovely twin flame prayers you can get off the internet. And just have the prayer up and pray every day and send love. Some days I pray all day long. It's whatever gets you through the night. And thanking them for just being them, and what a great experience just even meeting your twin flame, sending love. Tell them that you love them, but you don't expect anything in return. That's a huge key to this whole experience. About my experience, things started to change between us, moving past the runner and chaser stage. Of months of not sort of seeing each other or hearing from each other, we started seeing each other once a week, and we started to feel comfortable with that. We talked a lot with telepathy, and we'd sort of been avoiding each other but talking things through. And we'd been completely stressed through the whole experience and the changes in your life. I wasn't eating or sleeping. I'd lost all this weight. I was angry that I was even a twin flame and all these changes, and you get past it and you're very happy at the end, but it's can be really hard. Things started to change for us when we started sharing those really dark moments, mistakes we've made in life, sad things that had happened to us. We were like catching up like two old souls going, oh, this stuff happened to me, and you sort of expose your whole self to each other, and the love between the two of you heals all. And I think they call it in this experience like a confession and surrendering and love. And it's definitely, after this stage, we definitely wanted to see each other more. And our behaviour to each other was becoming a lot closer. And we wanted to see each other more after this surrendering and confession. And seeing each other regularly in the physical world was such a relief. It was just like, oh, It was like the reward after all the hard work. And I started thinking, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can get us through to the reunion stage and find out some work that we can do and actually try to ascend. And we were both really brave to go through it. I'm very grateful for my twin to come along for this ride with me. For people who are not in contact with their twin, I really feel for you, and I know your pain. I felt it. I'm really sorry. I just sort of suggest you try to maintain some sort of contact with them without being obsessive. Just the occasional text or email, or going where you think they will be, just to say hello once a month, just to have some sort of physical contact with them if you can, just to let them know that you're there and you're thinking of them. I'd also encourage people just to read about twin flames and try to work out what stage you're at and try to track that. If you feel like you've skipped over one of the stages, go back and make sure you've experienced all and done all the lessons that you need to learn. Possibly you've sort of got lost in the process somewhere, or it possibly is just your lesson not to be with them and you have to learn to love each other at a distance. And how hard that is. I'm sorry, because that experience is really difficult. I think sometimes this is needed, where people need to be away from each other. It depends what's happened in your past lives and your past relationships with each other. There's no set formula. And you just got to try to understand your own experience. Try to understand why you're hurting. There's lots of issues that come up after the runner chaser stage, when you're sort of surrendering to each other. All your personal issues come up. Sometimes you're thinking, I don't even know this twin, like all these issues, like I don't know if I can cope with all these issues. There was one big issue and we get over that, and then there'd be another big issue, and you'd be like, I don't know if I can deal with all these issues, but you do, and the love you have for your twin is just endless. I have felt a lot of anger and a lot of frustration and a lot of emotion, very, very strong emotion. We showed each other all our dark side and all our emotional pain, childhood pain, our pain in this life, the pain we've had in the past. We disclosed all our personal history, possibly stuff from past lives as well, and we bonded. And he shares something with me, I just love him for it. Instead of, possibly you feel that your twin might judge you, they don't. They love you through it all. So unconditional love like this is something I've never experienced before. And this love transforms you as a person. You're able to love each other without any conditions. It's a beautiful thing. We'd come together and we'd share, and it was a very mutual experience. I couldn't imagine fighting with him or ever asking him to do something he didn't want to do. What I can recommend to people that are in this stage is just to give in to it, just surrender to it. Give up the fight. You're not fighting against anyone. You're probably completely wrong about what you're worried about. Just cry and watch a sad movie. I watch sad movies, listen to sad music. Face your fears. Face yourself. I think you really need to face yourself. Don't beat yourself up because it's a hell of a trip and it's hard for everyone. The worst thing you can do is obsess about your twin. Be honest with yourself why you think your twin has run, and then probably suggest that you're probably completely wrong. It's probably something you haven't even thought about, something completely off your radar. I recommend just giving up, going on a holiday, go away for the weekend, go away from your twin, put some time and space between the two of you, stop thinking about them, stop reading about twin flames, just have a complete break from it. Try journaling or writing things down. Another thing that I would recommend, if people are struggling with this stage, or any of the stages, I found spend some time reading about all the stages and try to work out what stage you're in and what's coming up, what's the next stage for you, and what's happening with your twin. And start reading about the next stage and try to sort of push yourself past the stage that you're feeling that you're stuck in and try to move on to the next one. You know, each time I moved from stages, I felt this huge amount of lightness and a sort of a good feeling after so much struggle. And you could feel the change. You could feel like you were going up a gear. Another one is to try to get out of thinking with your head. It's a very heart experience. So just feel things and just feel the pain, feel the love. You have to be prepared that jobs and friends and lifestyle who are not supportive of your twin flame relationship just seem to move away. Your relationships change. This experience changes your whole life. And more different supportive people come and replace those people. Other things I found useful were meditation, Reiki, reading about twin flames, the 5-body meld, divine unions, were all useful tools that I read about. As you can see, I painted this picture to try to get my mind off my twin, to do something creative. You don't have to be the best artist, singer, dancer, just do something creative, artistic. But I did feel pretty nuts, pretty crazy for a lot of the experience. I was talking to myself. I couldn't feel like I could talk to anyone about it. Give yourself a pat on the back for doing this. It's the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Trying to process all the new information, the changes to your psyche, to you physically, to your life. I just accept that no relationship could happen. You know, you might not have sex with them. It doesn't matter. That's not what this whole experience is about. It's all about love. It's all about loving yourself, loving them, and finding out what your mission is and doing it. And, you know, you can hear that, but when you're in the middle of it, it's very hard to hear that. And you can just focus, oh, I just want to be with them. Oh, everything would be perfect if we were just, you know, together here right now. But in my heart, as long as I knew he was happy, he was alive, that just filled me with such joy, and I was so happy, and I was happy with that. But you love your twins so much, you just want them to be okay. So I recommend, from my experience, if you feel like you've gone through most of the stages and you see your twin occasionally, maybe think about moving on and starting what your mission is, having a think about what you can do to make the world a better place, to try to educate people on twin flames. It doesn't have to be anything major. Just do something selfless that makes the world a better place. So I went on with the mission and started to change my life. And also the flip side of this too is I worked really hard just to be happy and just to enjoy my life and be around family and friends. Accept the experience, accept you've got a twin flame. Your life is never going to be the same again. You know, there was a lot of, you'd feel like you're going forward a couple of steps, but then you go 5 steps back. At times I felt that I missed him so much that I didn't know whether I was going to be able to cope with it. There's such a strong need to be close with your twin. I've had many sleepless nights thinking about him. You go through different stages of not being able to sleep at all, waking up at 2 or 3 or 7 a.m. This changes your whole life and you've got to be prepared for it. You can't control it. It is controlling you. You have to be going through your whole own experience, but you also have to be aware of what's happening with your twin as well. Tune into your twin and say, where's your twin? How's your twin? What stage is your twin in? You know, this is a whole twin experience. So get to know what's happening with them. But if I felt if I couldn't be with him, my whole soul would be in pain, and I have to have some sort of contact with him, which we're lucky enough we're able to do that. Most weeks we can see each other physically in the real world, which is amazing, and I'm very blessed to be able to do that. Very appreciative of him being brave enough to go through this experience with me and not run, which is so easy. You've got to allow your twin to go through his or her own journey. Give them time. They might need a couple of months to go through the runner chaser stage. Give them the time. Go to the library and get 20 books out and read them, and just allow your twin to love your twin enough for them to go through whatever they need to without you wanting something. Living without your twin can happen, and you can still have a fulfilling life. Just be grateful that you're actually met, and hope for more, but don't rely that your life, if you don't have some relationship with them, that your whole life's going to fall apart. You can still have a fantastic life. I do find that try ignoring your twin. Like, sometimes that's the best thing, and they will feel that pullback of energy and come running. We spend a lot of time in our dream state. We love our dream state. It's an amazing experience. I'd love to do a video just on the dream state. We spend a lot of time there together. It's amazing to have a place where you can do whatever. It's just, it's really hard to explain. It's a place where anything is possible. In this place, there's definitely communication with our source. The source was just there and would give us things to learn from and send things in. Would be definitely orchestrating a lot of what we were experiencing together. It's so complicated and hard to experience, but we both surrendered to each other. Such a relief after not seeing each other at times. We felt a strong sense that our powers together were getting stronger, and he makes me feel stronger, and our telepathy is also getting very strong. I can hear conversations he has with other people when we're not together, and we are getting stronger together. I just really want to help other twin flames. I would like to help other twin flames get together. Please feel free to contact me, and I will give free advice to people. But please just give up on obsessing about why you think your twin's not there. I would suggest to people just to stop thinking about your twin. Try for just 1 hour, just not thinking about them, and then increase it to half a day to a day. Stop looking at twin flame material. Give your spiritual body a break from it if you're in that sort of pain. One thing I can recommend I did was I wrote down a list of things I promised to do when I got to reunion. I promised to paint, which I've done. Promised to travel overseas and see a spiritual teacher that I like. I promised to work on our spiritual work. I promised to do these YouTube videos. Tick, I've done that. I've done a Facebook page as well. People can join. All about reunion. I suggest people just try to think ahead and move ahead. Think about what work you could be doing when you get to union. Just open your mind to it. A lot of twin flames haven't even thought about it. What would your mission be? You could just be working in a nursing home looking after the elderly. It doesn't have to be anything major. It's just making a difference, making the world a better place. I recommend you look at Gold Ray Twin Flames. I think they've got some really good material. I love watching their videos. Linda Cowling is also really good. So I really look forward to posting future videos on different topics. Thank you for watching, and good luck with your experience, and don't hesitate to call me, to contact me if you have any questions or need some support. Thank you.